Latest on the IRS targeting scandal, shall we? A federal judge ordering the agency to explain under oath. How did you manage to lose all those emails? The judge will also appoint a federal magistrate to investigate whether or not those emails can be re-recovered, so to speak. Here is former federal prosecutor Doug Burns going to sort this all out for us. Doug, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so take me through the process here. The federal judge says, hey, you, how did you lose those emails? And they say?
Well, you know what happened? I mean, a lawsuit was brought, which is great for the effort to try to find out the truth. And now a federal judge has said, put in affidavits under oath about what happened. Now, under Keep It Simple, there's two questions. How were they lost? And notwithstanding that they were lost, how can we recover them through computer technical experts, which many people wiser than I in tech have said can be done, notwithstanding that you're claiming you lost them. Okay. So once you're put under oath, then the landscape changes.
So back to the original question.
Yes.
How did you lose those emails?
Absolutely.
Now, they're going to have to answer.
They're going to turn around and say,
if they said they destroyed them, that's a crime.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to explain technically how they were lost.
Yeah, I do have to parse out one aspect from what you're saying, Stuart. You're 100% right. We lost them, or the computer crashed. However, if they destroyed them, they do still have the right to take the Fifth Amendment, because nobody can be forced to incriminate themselves.
So if they destroyed them, they could turn around and say, sorry, exactly. Take the Fifth, because...
But let me put this wrinkle on it, and that is that Lois Lerner originally said, I did nothing wrong, but by the way, I'm taking the Fifth. A lot of scholars are saying that may be a waiver. Put that to the side. They need to subpoena people sort of outside her sphere who might be able to have no exposure and can explain what happened. They're going to say, look, the computer crashed, but then, and it was overwritten. You remember that? Yep. After 6 months, it's overwritten. But we'll see. Okay, now the second point. Yes.
He appoints a magistrate who says, I'm going to try to find the lost emails. This is a very technical thing.
Absolutely.
You can get all kinds of geeks in there to go back server after server after server and find where are they, because they're there somewhere.
Well, I said right at the beginning of this whole inquiry, Stuart, think about it. You also have the other side of where the email went to. So if they're looking for my emails that I sent to Stuart Varney, I'm not trying to be cute, well, go to Varney's computer and see what you can find from there. That's one part of it.
And the magistrate could do that?
Yes. The other part, people said, by the way, quick footnote, well, it may be hard to actually parse out exactly who they all went to, put that to the side. The other part of it is that there are, as you just said, independent servers where ostensibly those emails reposed at some point, and they're going to get them from there. So to answer your initial inquiry, which I totally agree with, is they're going to figure out where these emails are.
Now, Mary's with us. Mary Kissel.
Yes.
You got a good point here, because this is the way government should work. The third branch, the judicial branch, figuring out what's going on in the other two branches.
No, I mean, we shouldn't have to resort to relying on the judicial branch to give us the truth. Remember, President Obama said he was going to get to the bottom of this, and now the executive branch is stonewalling, not cooperating. The legislative branch, Republicans only control the House. They can't get their subpoenas enforced by the executive branch. That's why these cases have suddenly become so important, because you need judges to order investigators.
I really like that point, because that point mirrors what goes on all the time. In other words, when there are disputes, very often it may end up in the Supreme Court of the United States. So it's the same exact principle. Here, you obviously have people legitimately complaining the Obama Justice Department is not exactly the correct venue to have this. So they went to the court, and they're lucky, as I said earlier, they got a forum there. You've got a federal Article III judge, now a U.S. magistrate judge, and they have a good shot at figuring out what happened.
Now, very, very quickly.
Yes.
Not put off for a couple of years.
No,
this is much better than a special prosecutor.
This is better.
These judges
I agree with you, Stuart.
I agree with you. Find out what happened.
I agree with you 100%.
Before the elections in November.
And again, two simple questions. What happened to him, and how can we find him anyway?
You know, my feeling for lawyers is getting a lot more positive these days.
You know, that's interesting, because you have...
Yeah, right.
How can I put this diplomatically?
You can't.
Been somewhat pejorative about attorneys in the past.
That is true.
You like that?
Yeah, I like it a lot. But you're okay.
Thank you.
Doug Burns, thanks very much.
I passed your test.